I believed family stood for trust. Instead, I found it was a carefully laid snare, and I nearly lost all I'd built. The first thing I noticed was the smell. The acrid bite of overcooked casserole mingling with the polished, clinical scent of the mahogany table I'd known since childhood. I was 28, seated there, fingers shaking, watching my brother scroll on his phone while my parents shared those subtle, intentional looks that always spelled trouble. That evening wasn't about a meal. It was about power, and I was about to see that everything I'd worked for held no value to them. I'd returned to my old family home briefly, fresh from a promotion at a tech firm in Seattle. Life seemed ordinary, too ordinary. Dad wiped the cutlery with meticulous care. Mom adjusted her necklace, as if preparing for an unseen script. Across from me, Liam's fiancée, Claire, precisely sliced my niece Emma's noodles into neat squares, humming quietly, acting as if all was well. I drank my water, sensing a familiar dread coil in my chest. The air felt too thick for a Tuesday night. The chuckles were slightly forced, the grins too polished. Every look, every movement carried a weight I couldn't yet unravel. The mahogany table, where I'd spent years hunched over textbooks and late-night study sessions, suddenly felt like a tribunal. Something was brewing, and I knew, deep inside, I was the mark. Then Dad's voice sliced through the artificial calm, measured and prepared. "Ethan, we need to talk about Emma's future." He pushed a folder across the table, bank logo, official. My heart dropped as I opened it, $50,000. College fund cosign documents, my gut churned. Liam finally glanced up from his phone, offering a faint smirk. "Just a formality," he said, as if he'd rehearsed the phrase for days. I could see the calculated assurance in his gaze, the assumption I'd cave. Mom leaned forward, her hand grazing mine. "Family supports family," she said softly, her eyes gleaming with staged emotion. But I sensed the cold strategy beneath, the way every smile, every gesture, every word was meticulously crafted to sway me. I swallowed, staring at my niece Emma, innocently arranging her noodles into tidy patterns, unaware she was a piece in their scheme. 12 years of being the dependable, diligent child, ignored and undervalued, raced through my mind. And now, here it was, my family's demand that I surrender my hard-earned savings, my independence, my future. I slid back from the table, my hands gripping the mahogany's edge until my knuckles paled. "I need time to consider," I said, my voice sharper than I intended. Liam's jaw tightened. "Thursday, the bank meeting's already set." Thursday. My pulse quickened. 2 days from now, they expected me to forfeit my financial security. "After all we've done for you," Mom's voice quavered, her tears perfectly timed. After all I'd done, I thought bitterly. Scholarships, side jobs, sleepless nights studying while Liam got praise and celebrations. I excused myself and locked the bathroom door, clutching the cold ceramic sink. In the mirror, I saw my grandmother's eyes looking back. Eyes that had taught me to stand firm, even when life felt like a war zone. "Your life is yours first," she'd murmured when I wept over the favoritism, the injustice, the endless comparisons. When I returned, their smiles were colder, predatory. I opened my laptop. Hours before the casual supper, someone had accessed my bonus details from an unfamiliar IP address. My hands shook as the pieces fell into place. They'd orchestrated this trap down to the cent. Every step, every action planned, and then my phone buzzed. Liam, fifth call, his words thick with entitlement. "Family supports family. It's your turn." I stared at the screen, fury and clarity blending into something fierce. This wasn't about family. It never was. I snapped the laptop shut, the sound ringing through the empty apartment like a thunderclap. Every memory of being sidelined, every favor unreciprocated, every late night spent proving myself alone surged back. Liam's voice came again. "Why are you complicating this?" I clenched my teeth. "Because I'm not your fallback." Mom's tears, Dad's stern stare, Liam's rehearsed patience, it all crashed together in my mind. Their demands, their manipulation, the way they'd weaponized my sense of duty, it all distilled into one unshakable truth. I had to choose myself, or I'd lose everything I'd fought for. I grabbed the worn box I'd hauled from apartment to apartment since college. Journals, old notes, proof of every favor ignored, every slight unnoticed. Each page told a story I'd never been allowed to voice. The phone rang again. Liam again, but this time I didn't waver. "No," I said, my voice steady, firm, one word, but it felt like reclaiming every lost moment, every shred of self-respect. I set the box beside me, heart pounding. For the first time in years, I felt the exhilarating weight of freedom. Thursday night, I entered the family meeting like I'd been called to a trial. Every chair was taken. Liam, Claire, Mom, Dad, even Pastor Evans and a few distant relatives I barely knew. The room hummed with practiced concern, a symphony of manipulation. Liam leaned forward, chest puffed, voice brimming with righteous confidence. "We just want what's best for Emma." I didn't falter. Instead, I pulled out the evidence I'd spent weeks gathering. Bank records, screenshots, journal entries, even audio clips. One by one, I exposed their scheme. The bonus they'd tracked, the staged dinner, the secret access to my accounts. Every move cataloged, every deception laid bare. The room fell silent. Mom's tears stopped, Dad's jaw stiffened, and Liam's smug assurance wavered. "You recorded that?" he whispered. I met their gazes, unwavering. "I'm done being the fallback, no more manipulation, no more demands." For the first time, the balance shifted. Their carefully constructed pressure, their meticulously crafted arguments collapsed under the weight of truth. Sitting alone afterward, the adrenaline faded, leaving a calm I hadn't known in years. I realized freedom wasn't about escaping them. It was about owning my life piece by piece on my terms. The anger melted into clarity. Every late-night shift, every scholarship won, every choice made alone wasn't just endurance. It was training for this moment. I understood now. Love doesn't demand the sacrifice of spirit or savings. Boundaries aren't barriers. They're the divide between respect and exploitation. I thought of Emma, of my own value, of the grandmother who'd always whispered, "Your life is yours first." That wisdom anchored me. I felt the crushing burden of obligation lift, replaced by the clear, sharp edge of choice. I stepped away from the chaos, the calls, the demands, and just breathed. The silence felt different now, like a storm had passed, leaving room for something authentic. I looked at my hands, at the life I'd fought to claim. 6 months of distance, choice, and quiet triumphs. And I wondered, how many of us wait too long to prioritize ourselves? What would you have done if it were your family, pressing, scheming, demanding you give up everything?